Pretty nice barbell, right? Wrong. Watch this. You think these are nice straps? Wrong. Watch this. Nice pad, right? It's gonna hold up. Wrong. Watch this. Magnetic chalk pot. This should do the trick. Guess again. Horse stall mats. They should last forever, right? I thought so too, but check this out. Bumper plate. Should withhold the test of time, right? Except if you lose it. A good rack, it should last you a lifetime. I'm not so sure about that though. What is up, guys? Aaron here, Curls in the Rack, and today we're going to be taking a look at the low pulley attachment for the Slinger. Is it a game changer? Let's find out. It's 150 bucks shipped. You're looking at about 197. Well, that's to me in Oregon anyways. And on today's video, we're going to go through the ins and the outs, the setup, the exercises that they claim that you can use this for, and I'll do a breakdown on every one that works, every one that doesn't work. And ultimately, we'll figure out if this is a viable option for you if you have the Slinger and you wanted to do ground up movement. So let's get to it. Okay, first of all, I waited forever for this. I waited, I think, 120 days for this to come. Even though they told me they're going to ship it in 30 to 60 days, it still didn't work out. They didn't have a shipment in, but who knows? They probably have more of them in now, whatever you're looking at this. This is the box that it came in. But for some reason, it wasn't assembled. So it was all in pieces, and I had to assemble it. This is what it looked like here. And it was pretty easy. It took me like 10 minutes to put the thing together. They got pretty good instructions here. You should be able to do it just fine. The way that it attaches to the rack is it uses the Rogue dent pin. And you can go anywhere that you can find the proper spacing. As you can see, you have hole here, hole here, hole here, hole here. So on these two, obviously I have to use the outside ones. You can throw it all the way to the bottom, which I find works the best as far as doing from the floor up movements. Just because I think personally that the cable is a little too long. And I'll get to some of the other exercises that doesn't really work very well for because the cable is so long a little later in the video. But anyways, if you throw it all the way to the ground, you can do your ground up movement. Even that is a little long. You kind of have to step back when you're doing stuff, depending on what attachment you're using. If I have a straight bar, it works a little bit better. As you can see, you still don't get a full stretch. There's still slack in the line there, but if you just step back a tiny bit, it works pretty well. I should mention though real quick is this one, the lower pulley attachment, does come with this pretty sweet carabiner. It has a better design to it. It looks cooler than the ones that the Slinger comes with. So honestly, I wish they'd just thrown these ones in with the Slinger. Okay, so the biggest question is, does this piece of equipment finally turn the Slinger into a complete rack-mounted functional trainer? The answer is no, and I'm going to show you exactly why. First, we're going to go over the exercises that it doesn't work well for, and then we're going to go over the ones that it does. We'll menage-a-tage it up on those ones. But ground up, great. Let me go ahead and show you the ones that you're better off just doing cables, and just from a time setup standpoint to the fact that it doesn't work very well. So let's get to that. All right, so first up on our list is the cable crossover, which I like to do. Normally I do it with bands. I do it from low to high, like a scoop. I do it straight across, straight over, and I also like to get the other angle from up above and down. So I'm going to show you exactly how that works on this guy. First of all, ground up. That's way too much weight, bro. Jesus. All right, now that we got the right amount of weight on here for demonstration purposes anyways. You know, normally I do like 5 plates, but you know, I don't want to win myself. I got to talk as well. So let's go ahead and do, we'll call these scoops, but these work pretty well. Just because you have the full length of the cable that you can use. Nothing is getting caught, either these going through there or this piece being too far up and going through the back there. You're not hitting anything. That is pretty smooth. Now we'll move it up so I can do a straight across one. And we'll come over about this level, should be good. Pull this through. What has happened here is the fact that, number one, I gotta open the garage because this cable is so long that I can't do anything inside of the garage. I'll run into the garage door. And here's the other and most important, biggest issue is the range of motion is nothing. I got from here to there where I can pull on it. Not even enough to do a crossover. So this one is off the table. Similar, if I go any higher and go down, obviously I won't even be able to use this cable at all. I'll have to put this cable through here. That's another 10 minutes of setup. It's just not a viable option. So scoops, they're good, but anything where you're gonna come straight across over your body, no good. And from above and to down, that angle is also no good. Okay. Now, for one of my favorite exercises, as has been beaten into our head by Lord Jeff, shout out, many, many times, is the face pull. One of my favorite finishers for back day, shoulder day. You're going to have the exact same issue that you had with the cable crossover. Number one, I'm outside of the garage. Number two, when I pull it, I run into the cable there, so I can't get full extension behind my head. I can't get the full stretch. And number two, when it goes forward, the line becomes slack if I am too far in here. So it really doesn't work very well for the face pull. You're better off just using bands. It's much easier to set up, and you can still get different varying bands and just throw them up on a pull-up bar or whatever you have. And you can lock them in anywhere you want because, number one, if you see the guy on the video, this is not the angle I want to do a face pull at for me, and it doesn't work. You want it somewhere up here. This is where I want it. I want it right here. I want to pull it at my face. This is too low for a face pull, in my opinion. Maybe there are people out there that like to do a face pull from this. The way I like to do a face pull is about here, but that's not going to work because then you got to dump this cable out by getting an Allen wrench, taking this apart, throwing it through. Then you could essentially put it up here and put this cable through here, but I'm not going to do that on my workout. That takes too long. I'm trying to get it done. I'm not going to have a rest time of 5 minutes to where I need to do that, so it just doesn't work for that. Okay, so let's talk about the seated row. Now, in the picture from Rogue's website, it shows a guy doing seated row. It sort of looks like a high cable pull seated row, something like that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a seated row. Well, number one, if you're going to do a seated row and you're going to do it the way that guy's doing it, you got no anchor for your feet. So the weight's going to have to be pretty low. I don't know what the point of this is. I might as well just use a band for this. Now, what I would want to do if I was going to do a seated row would be I would want to load this thing up super heavy. Now, if I load it up super heavy, all right, so I got about 140 pounds on there right now, which is not more than my body weight, but if you're gonna do this, you're gonna slide. Or I'm gonna have to like jerk the weight up. So that's not a viable option. Viable option is you can do this and build yourself a little seat and a feet anchor. So that way, you can do your movement similar to what you would find in a commercial gym with the foot pedestal and the seat and coming at that proper angle. I personally, I'm not going to do this every time. I'm not going to set it up like this. I'd rather just do like a T-bar row or something like that if I have a barbell and a landmine. So it works. You can do it like this. This is the setup I would use if I was going to do it. But it's just, you know, it's more time out of your workout. All right, so I don't want everybody to think that I'm just spending all this video crapping on this product. So let's go ahead and go through some exercises that it actually is pretty good for. Let's do this. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go over the biggest question that I'm sure is on everybody's mind. Is this compatible with the seat? Can I use it? Will it go on at least with the seat so I can use it in this space right here? The answer is no. This one uses the fourth one up and the sixth one up, which means that this is in the way. You cannot put this on. It does not slide over the top. It is the same width, so it can go on your upright. It also does not go in between here. You cannot hook this thing up with this thing attached on the bottom portion to do like a seated row or whatever to go through here, even though they have the space open here. The space is not big enough. It does not work. I don't know what this is for still. I think they're probably going to hit you with another a la carte item so that way you could have something similar, because this piece actually does fit on the inside portion of this. They'll probably just shave off the back here and put it right in the middle here, and then you could have your low row pulley, or you could do something through the top if you were sort of straddling the seat. You could do curls, I guess, but this does not go in here in any way. It does not work for this. All right, guys, now you've seen the good, you've seen the bad. Now, I don't mean me doing the exercises poorly. That wasn't the bad, that was the good portion. Those work okay. So I guess my final conclusion to the video is this is not something that is adjustable up and down the rack. You're not going to be able to pop this in anywhere you want it and do exercises. This is the problem right here. Now, if Rogue figures out, or other company figures out how to connect these two cables where there's nothing here that is bigger than the cable so that it could actually go through, that would be the best way to do it. I'm not an engineer, I wouldn't know how to do that sort of thing, but if they had some little quick connector that didn't increase the size of the cable, that would be the way, and that would make this thing awesome. And then you could have different lengths of cables for this thing, so then you have to be all the way in the street. So I'm still on the hunt for a functional trainer. This was not the answer to my prayers, unfortunately. But I got to do an honest review on it and tell you what I think of it. So, you guys think you're going to get it? Ground up stuff works okay. Everywhere else, not so much. Anyways, let me know in the comment section. Do you think you'll get one of these? Or was I foolish for getting it? Oh well, I could sell it. Who cares? Anyways, guys, on the next video, we're going to go through the trolley arms. We're going to do the difference between the short 35-inch trolley arms and then the longer 48-inch trolley arms. We're going to go through all the different exercises that you can do on both and see if you can get away with doing it just on the smaller ones. So that way, whenever you guys, if you decide to order the trolley, you'll know which length to get. Anyways, till next time, peace.